Okay, what is going on here with this whole photoshopped Princess Kate Middleton drama? It's taken up way too much time in my head. Like, genuinely, since last night, I wouldn't say obsessing over this, but I've been invested. And I've gone down some pretty mental rabbit holes. I mean, I love a conspiracy theory. Tell me about it. I want to dive in. I want to learn all about it. But this one, it seems to be a reach. There's people saying that the photo was photoshopped because she's actually no longer with us. And there's also some guy from Italy came out saying that she's actually in a coma, and he's got it on really good authority from someone on the inside that she's actually in a coma. But I just don't know if that's true. But there is no doubt in it that this photo is heavily photoshopped. It's not just, like, apparently they've made a statement saying that Kate Middleton herself has said that she's into Photoshop and she was trying to Photoshop it herself. Doesn't make sense. When you look and pick apart the little bits that are photoshopped, it's just like, why? Like, why would you? A family like that who've got their own personal photographers, like the royal photographers, the best Photoshop hands on earth, and they put out a Mother's Day picture that she photoshopped herself. That doesn't make sense to me. So one of the things people are saying is a Photoshop fail is apparently this picture doesn't really do it for me, but apparently he's got like two sets of teeth. They're saying if you look into the original picture, it's like he's got a double set of teeth. Not really doing it for me. I can't see that personally. It just looks like a little boy who's got a tooth missing. They've shown that there is like photoshopping going on around the eyes. Now to me it does look like this is the layers that you'd see in Photoshop. You kind of like stack the images one on top of the other to Photoshop them, and it does look like maybe there has been some sort of layering going on with her eyes, because they do look really weird when you go into the original picture and like zoom into them. It does look like it is two different sets of eyes layered on top of each other that they've tried to turn into one picture. They're saying that the hands, so the little girl, is it Charlotte? Her hands look a little bit funky. Now, that pinky does look a little bit wonky to me. And I didn't really see it to begin with, but when you see, there is a disconnect on the cuffs of her cardigan to where her hands are, which would indicate that there's an element of Photoshop happening there. The finger, when you do look into it, does maybe look a little tiny bit wonky. They're saying there's something really freakishly odd about his fingers. I mean, it does look odd that the middle finger would be crossing over and not these two. But I don't know. I don't know this kid. Maybe he is just doing a really strange motion with his fingers. God only knows. But I can see why people have picked this apart and gone, that's weird. Surely whoever photoshopped this would have looked at that and thought, nah, let's just give him a whole other hand. So I'm not sure. The theory is that it's an AI generated picture, and the AI never gets like the fingers right. And I have seen some really messed up fingers with AI. So possibly. Personally, I don't think that Kate Middleton is going to sit there and play Photoshop on her own picture that she's putting out there for Mother's Day. I don't think that makes sense. I don't know what's going on. This whole no one's actually seen her for a long time. Apparently she went in for abdominal surgery, but now everybody's saying she's actually in a coma. And like, my honest opinion is, like, I understand they're the royal family, they've put themselves in this position where they've got a duty to inform the public, blah 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 blah, but seriously, if this woman has had some sort of traumatic event happen, let her heal, or let the family deal with what they need to. They've got young kids, give them privacy. I do think they're entitled to privacy, and there's so many people saying that they're not because they're the royals. I think they should have, and I'm not a royalist at all. I just think that they should be allowed a bit of privacy if they're going through some medical thing. I think that this is weird though. It is getting people talking, and why? I don't know why they've gone and done that. See why this conspiracy theories going about, oh, it's like, you know, a distraction. What are they distracting you from? And I think it's maybe a little bit deep, but I mean, when you see all the different areas that have been photoshopped in this, you just think to go to the effort of that for a Mother's Day picture that they first come out and said that they just took in the garden on Mother's Day. It does not ring true. It doesn't make sense. So there is something suspicious in it, but I also do think they're allowed privacy. If she has got a medical condition and she has had abdominal surgery, she could have lost the baby, she could have had a hysterectomy, there could be a lot of stuff going on that she needs time to process and deal with. Let them have that time. I think that it has gone a bit mental. how far this has gone. People all around the world coming out and saying that, you know, she's no longer here, there's been some sort of accident. It's so bizarre to me how nuts this has gone, but genuinely I've been suckered into it, where I was reading up and I'm looking at all these pictures, trying to spot all the different photoshops. I mean, even I'm doing it and I'm like, yeah, but that skirt there, that is a huge disconnect. Like when you zoom into the picture they put out there and look at the skirt, it's very obviously not authentic. It's either AI generated or really weirdly photoshopped. So even I'm hooked and I'm like, well, why have you done this? Bizarre. But you know what? At least I'm not having a bad day, and at least it's like something semi-trivial to be obsessing over. It's taken up some of my time. Stop me from being too bored, I suppose. I'm dying to know what everybody else's theories are on this. Like I want to know everything. I want to know the best conspiracies. I want to know what your thoughts are. This is interesting.